Well, hi there, disciples. After the excitement of Halloween and All Saints' Day, now we're back to our study of the Our Father. And we're back to the sentence, "Give us this day our daily bread." Let's see what that all might mean. Give us this day our daily bread. Daily bread? Are we just asking Jesus to make sure that we have bread? All kinds of bread? Even toast would start to get boring after a while if all we wanted was bread. Maybe Jesus wouldn't mind if we made sandwiches, put peanut butter and jelly on our bread. But of course, that's not really what Jesus is talking about. Daily bread was a symbol back in Jesus' time. It was a reminder of the belief that God was going to be giving us a huge banquet someday. And at that banquet, that heavenly feast, we would be sitting down with all kinds of people, and we'd be having delicious food and drink, more than we could ever eat. We would share wonderful conversation, and we'd all be warm and safe and happy. This was a very foundational hope for God's people back in Jesus' day, because so many of them were poor, starving, treated badly by their government. So praying for daily bread, like Jesus told us to pray, is praying for God's dream to come to earth, for God's kingdom to be born right here and right now, so that we wouldn't have to wait for an invitation to a banquet that might happen someday. No, Jesus is inviting us to a banquet that could happen right now. Jesus did a lot of feeding people when he was here on earth. He made loaves and fishes feed 5,000 people. They were all really hungry, and a little boy shared a couple of fish and a little bit of bread, and the next thing you knew, they all had enough to eat. So just like that little boy back then, Jesus wants us to share a little bit. Have you ever heard of Loaves and Fishes Rhode Island? It's named after that miracle of Jesus. And every other month, we load up a food truck with lots of food that lots of us have brought. And we take that food truck and we drive it to a place where there are people who don't have enough to eat, or who don't have clean underwear or warm socks. And we take that truck and we drive it there, and those people get fed and they get warm clothing just because we've given our little bit of help. There's other ways that we help people to eat too. Do you help us bring in peanut butter? If so, you're helping other people to eat. Give us this day our daily bread. So with this, we are reminded to give us our daily bread, and that we help Jesus to give others their daily bread, what they need. When we go to church on Sunday, we're reminded of the importance of daily bread every time we take communion. Communion, that special bread that Jesus gave us, where Jesus comes to us in a special way in bread and wine. Communion, bread. Sometimes communion bread doesn't taste like bread, does it? I wonder if there's something we can do about that. So the wafers that we use for communion are not really bread-like. They're kind of more like crackers. But we use them for a couple of reasons. First off, we keep some bread left over. We keep it in a special box called the ambry. And we keep it in the ambry for people who are sick, who can't come to church, and then we take them communion later. But sometimes it's really, really good to have real bread for communion. And that's where you might be able to help. On Sunday, the 17th, we are all going to learn how to make communion bread during coffee hour after the 9:30 service. Parents and grandparents and kids, we're going to get a special recipe and we're going to learn how to make it, and then you're going to be able to take it home and try it. And then if you and your family would like to, you will have the opportunity to bake bread that you will bring to church,
and we will bless, and it will be Holy Communion for everybody at church that Sunday. I think it's going to be really cool. So think about bread this week as you taste your sandwiches or rolls with dinner or any other kind of bread. Think about how that represents everything that we need for the day and how we ask Jesus to take care of us just for today, and we won't worry about tomorrow. And then think about how you and your family might be able to make the bread that will become Holy Communion and feed everybody in our community. I really look forward to that experience with you. Until then, I'll see you, disciples. Have a great week.